Lesson 1.7 is about square numbers. So take a look at the next couple of slides here. I'm going to go ahead and click play and just have you take a look at them. So this is one. You've got 2 rows by 7 columns. Another one here, 4 rows by 4 columns. You can see their number models down there as well. And another 3 rows by 6 columns. And that number model is 3 times 6. So let's pause it right here for a second. So you just looked at the arrays for 14, 16, and 18. Of these 3 numbers, which one had the same number of rows and columns? As you can see, the number model, or the array for 16, has 4 rows and 4 columns, and it creates a square with the same number of rows and the same number of columns. So because that's true, we can just draw a square around it. So for numbers that have arrays that create a perfect square, although my drawing isn't a perfect square, those numbers, we can call them square numbers. So just think about it. Can I create an array that has the same number of rows and columns? If so, that's a square number. So let's take a look at these. Let's start with the number 1. Can we draw a square around number 1? Yes, we can. And you might be thinking, well, 1 isn't really a square number. How can 1 be a square number? But when you think about it, it has exactly 1 row and 1 column. So yes, it is a square number. How about 2? Nope, it creates a rectangle. How about 3? Also a rectangle. So the next square number that we find is 4. It has 2 rows and 2 columns. So that's the second square number. Okay, so you tell me, what is the third square number? What would it be? Well, let's take a look. 5, no. 6, no. You'd have 2 rows by 3 columns. 7, no, for sure, because we know that's a prime number. And so is 5. 8, no. But 9, yes. And if you look over here at the model that I have, you'll see that it has 3 rows and 3 columns. So we are going to call that also a square number. So that would be the next square number. So look at this next. What does this following expression mean? If I write 9 to the 2nd power, what does it mean? So that means 9 times 9. So the number down here on the bottom, we'll call that the base number. The number up here that tells you how many times to multiply 9 times itself is called an exponent. So you look up here, that 2 is the exponent. Whenever we see a number that has an exponent of 2, you know that that is a square number. Okay, so 9 times 9. We see the 2 there. We know that that is going to be a square number because it'll have 9 rows and 9 columns.